My medical doctor is your keynote speaker today. Maybe some of you might be thinking, what does a doctor have to do with campus journalism? After all, I spend my days diagnosing illnesses, treating my patients, working in the field of public health, and teaching in the academe. But mind you, that long before I wore my white coat, I held a pen and a paper, just like many of you here today. Yes, I was a campus journalist. Thus, I am here before you today with the hope of inspiring you. My respect to the key officials of the Department of Education, Caraga Regional Office headed by Director Asuncion, Schools Division Superintendents, Dr. Makasungol of Surigao del Sur Division, Honorable Joey Mama, and all the local officials of the host municipality of Barobo, teachers, school paper advisors, coaches, and mentors, parents who are here today, spectators, and most of all, to you young journalists. Good morning. Let me say I am humbled with this opportunity to be the keynote speaker for today's opening ceremony of the Caraga Regional Schools Press Conference. When Ma'am Maridel Casaba of Tina Central Elementary School of San Miguel, Surigao del Sur told me about this through chat, my initial reaction was just a wow emoji because of my surprise with the question in my mind that, are you sure about this? Because although I get to be invited to trainings and seminars as keynote or resource speaker for campus journalism or judge to the local schools press conference, but to be here in RSPC is an achievement for me. And truly, I am grateful, DepEd Caraga. I always say this, I am a DepEd baby. Not just because I was a student in public school from elementary to high school, but both of my parents are in DepEd. They are both public school principals in our municipality in San Miguel. I also thought I would be part of DepEd family when I applied last year for the Medical Officer 3 position of the Division of Surigao del Sur. But you know, our plans are not always God's plan. Thus, I was hired with the same position at Northeastern Mindanao State University, and now I am the Associate Professor 5 of the soon-to-open College of Medicine in Nemsu, Tanda. Well, they say it runs in the blood. Bisan wara magmaestro, padung gihapon baya magmaestro. Maybe God planned for me not just a physician as a healer, but physician as an educator. Again, thank you very much. Campus journalism is often seen as a stepping stone for those who want to pursue a career in mass communication or media. But I am a living proof that campus journalism's impact goes beyond that. It doesn't just produce reporters. It molds leaders. And as what our beloved mayor said, truth seekers and change makers in any field. Well, in my practice in medicine, my journalistic training helps me sift through information, discern truth from misinformation, and communicate effectively with my patients. In public health, I see the power of storytelling in educating communities and advocating for better health policies. In the field of education, it equips me with the ability to present complex ideas clearly, engage my students in critical thinking, and foster a culture of curiosity and truth-seeking. And of course, in life, I have learned that words, when used with integrity, can heal, inspire, and transform people and society. Thus, whatever you choose to pursue, whether it's journalism, medicine like me, or education like our dear teachers, embrace the lessons that you have learned here in campus journalism. Like me, you will come to realize that its impact doesn't end in completing the school's press conference. That even now, I am grateful for the skills and values campus journalism has taught me. Lessons that continue to guide me in my career and in life. Now, let me tell my story as campus journalist. I remember that both of my grandfathers were fond of listening to news reports, whether from Bongo Radio or TV Patrol. Because of this, I can say that news was a daily presence in my childhood, especially when I visited either of them during vacations. And that early exposure taught me the importance of news in helping people to stay informed about their communities and in the world. Since then, I developed love for current events that until now, I read news daily over my phone just to be updated. Now, can you guess my event in school's press conference? Well, definitely news writing. My first challenge in journalism was in elementary, where I reached the regional school's press conference representing the division of Surigao del Sur and my school, the San Miguel Central Elementary School. It was held in Placer, Surigao del Norte. Who's from Placer here? Because I can vividly remember our billeting quarters at Placer West Central Elementary School. That whenever I passed by going to Surigao City, I tend to be emotional because my love for journalism started there. And although I didn't win, I still pursue writing in high school. My beloved Jacinto P. Elpan National High School. I tried out to be part of the editorial staff of our school papers, the Hillcrest and Ang Siglao. I was designated to be the news writer and editor ng balita respectively. I then competed in the Division Schools Press Conference for pagsulat ng balita, where I placed 6th. Good thing during our time, all the 7 winners were qualified for the Regional Schools Press Conference. And our RSPC was held in Cabadbaran City, Agusan del Norte. You know, as I am preparing for my talk this morning, all the memories of RSPC flashed back. North Cabadbaran Central Elementary School was our quarter then. Kanang pagsulod nimo sa gate, ikaduhang nga room to your right, facing covered court. Mao na akong quarter. You know, it was the hardest, yet the most memorable journalism competition I ever had. Cabadbaran during RSPC in 2007 was just chartered to be a city. And as I said, it was the difficult news writing competition I had because not like in any other competition where we're just given rumbled facts of news and tasked to arrange for us to make a news article or to make a news out of the opening ceremony. There, we attended an actual press con like a true reporters with the local officials of the city. We were tasked to get facts by asking questions. As other campus journalists eagerly asked, I just sat quietly observing and listening and taking down notes. I did not ask even a single question because I am too shy. However, I turned out to be the first placer for RSPC Pagsulat ng Balita that time. You know, when I heard my name announced as first placer, I jumped, screamed, and tears fell from my eyes that I forgot my coach, Ma'am Risa Loreniana Estrada. Who's there? Ma'am, I hope I make you proud. I forgot about her and that she was pregnant during that time. I was so overwhelmed because I just prayed for at least 7th place. Just for me to go home with an award. Di lang na 0 pag uli. And eventually, I represented our region in the National Schools Press Conference at Coronadal City, South Cotabato. In national, honestly speaking, I never expected to win at all. I simply wrote my piece by again just arranging the facts given and enjoy the rest of my time there. And that when I was announced to be the winner in Pagsulat ng Balita, I did not believe, and you know, I did not know how to react because I did not believe I can beat journalists from other regions. But again, mas OA gihapon akong reaction sa Cabadbaran City. during RSBC. That is why I will never forget Cabadbaran City, because not just I received my first place in RSBC, I received it during my birthday. What a gift from God. You know, young journalists, it's the drive to keep going that led to success. You know, if I stopped writing after I lost the RSPC when I am in elementary, or if I got discouraged when I just placed 6th in the DSPC in my high school, I will never be an NSPC winner. Or I wouldn't be the editor-in-chief of my college school paper and our School of Medicine school paper. And definitely, for sure, I will not be here standing in front of you to be your keynote speaker. However, always remember that journalism isn't just about award. It's also about the lessons you learn in the process. And allow me to share with you the 3 lessons from my own experience that I hope it will help you too. Number 1, curiosity is the foundation of a great journalist. As a campus journalist, you have a unique opportunity to uncover stories that matter. Whether it's a new school policy that needs to be explained, an inspiring student achievement, or an issue affecting the peers. Stories are all around. You just need to be curious. When I was preparing for the Regional Schools Press Conference and National Schools Press Conference, my coach, Ma'am Risa Loreniana Estrada, had a strict routine. I had to write at least 5 news stories each day. I had a notebook, had to write 5 news articles each day. I will submit it to her, and she will check it and return to me. You know, one afternoon, feeling drained and uninspired, I complained, "Ma'am, I cannot find anything to write about today." In short, mabili ako mag-submit. To my surprise, she simply said, "Write anything." Whether your classmate stumbles on the stairs, that is news. Doubtful, I asked, will that really be newsworthy? She smiled and replied, "It depends on how you write about it." That moment changed the way I saw journalism. You know, a simple incident could highlight a bigger issue. Perhaps reminding students to be more cautious, or pushing the administration to fix a hazardous staircase. Since then, I have learned that news isn't just about the big headlines. It can be found in the smallest details. A student who walks miles to school every day, a teacher who stays late at night to help struggling students, or even a canteen menu change that students love or hate. That is news. So, campus journalists, if you ever think that there is nothing to write about, look again. Observe, ask questions, and be curious. Be curious of anything so you can write something. Number 2, if there is one piece of advice I took to heart, it's this: there is no substitute for practice. So, practice, and practice some more. Again, my coach was very particular about this when I was required to write not just 1, but 5 news articles every day as part of my practice. At first, I didn't understand why she was so insistent. But over time, I saw the difference it made, especially where it led me. Not only that I won the National Schools Press Conference, but I used my skills in writing even up to this day. Writing every day sharpens your skills. It helps you become better at capturing important details, structuring stories, and using language effectively. It also builds your confidence. The more you write, the more natural it feels. And soon, you will find yourself writing unique stories. Going back to my story, in RSPC in Cabadbaran City, you know, it was the time to write after the press con with the city officials. I felt so confident that, my draft flowed effortlessly without the need for erasures. Literally, no erasures. I finished early, but I chose to rewrite it on a fresh sheet, feeling a bit hesitant about submitting my work before everyone else. Reflecting on that experience, I believe one of the reasons I won was my decision to write a news feature rather than a straight news. This allowed me to highlight the significance of Cabadbaran City becoming a news city, a skill I had honed through consistent practice. After winning the RSPC, we attended an in-house training in Butuan City for several days, where the region ensured that we practice daily under expert guidance. And that experience further honed my skills and gave me the confidence to compete in the National Schools Press Conference. I was placed second. And you know who's the first place? It was still from Caraga region. My second place in the RSBC. Nagbaylo ramig pwesto pag-abot sa national. And I believe because of the training that the regional office provided us and will provide you after this, right? So when you win in this competition, focus on the training and practice. Really practice. Additionally, I also realized that practice in writing helps me develop another skill, my penmanship. Because of daily writing, my penmanship became so refined that people would often comment, "Dili pang doktor na agi," whenever they saw my prescription. Just last week, a colleague of mine asked how my penmanship turned out to be like that. And now looking back, I realize it was all because of campus journalism. So again, practice, practice, and practice some more. Even after this competition, win or lose, practice writing. Don't wait for a big event to start writing. Practice with the small things and you will find yourself prepared when the big story comes along. And lastly, embrace challenges and learn from criticism. Not every article you write will be perfect. And not every piece will be praised. But that's okay. Growth comes from facing challenges and learning from constructive criticism. I remember moments when my articles were heavily marked with red ink. And at first, I felt discouraged. Especially submitting write-ups to be published in our school paper. Oh, I experienced multiple revisions. And we often heard words from our school paper advisor, Ma'am Carmen Sita Ubao, telling us, sure ka, mura man ay grade 1 ang nagsulat. But over time, I realized that each correction was an opportunity to improve. Instead of taking criticism personally, use it as a fuel to refine your writing, sharpen your storytelling, and strengthen your perspective. You know I won't win the competition in RSPC in Placer when I was in elementary. Deep down, I knew my write-up wasn't good enough. Especially when my coach, Ma'am Abarca of San Miguel Central Elementary School, asked me about my lead. What is your lead? Siya mong gisulat sa pinakasugod. And when she gave her feedback, I realized I could do better. I just wasn't there yet during that time. But what I took home from that experience was more valuable than a medal. From high school to college, and even now, I carry the lesson of how to keep improving. That moment taught me that failure isn't the end. It's where learning begins. So remember this, young journalists, the best journalists and the best professionals in any field are those who are willing to learn, adapt, and keep striving to be better. To all the school paper advisors, coaches, and mentors, may we request them to please stand, ma'am and sir. All the student coaches, school paper advisors, please stand, please. Where are you, ma'am and sir? Yes. Campus journalists, can we give them a big round of applause? Thank you, ma'am, sir. Thank you. I want to express my deepest gratitude to you, ma'am and sir. Your dedication to these young journalists goes beyond just teaching. It shapes their future. I know it's not always an easy job, but the time, patience, and your unwavering belief that you pour into your students build the foundation for everything they will achieve. I was so blessed to have a mentor like Ma'am Risa Estrada. She saw my potential that I had yet to see in myself. She didn't just train me to win the contest. She trained me to be disciplined, to think critically, and to love writing beyond competition. Thank you very much, Ma'am Risa. Forever, I will be grateful. Ganina nakita mi sa gawas. Ingon siya, uy, kauban ka sa Division of Surigao del Sur? Wala ka balo si ma'am nga, keynote speaker na today. Thank you, ma'am. And to all the mentors here, please know that your dedication leaves a lasting impact. Keep pushing your students to seek truth, to practice relentlessly, and to grow not just writers, but as individuals. Your guidance doesn't just shape their skills, it shapes their confidence, their character, and above all, their future. I stand here today as proof of that. And for that, I will always be grateful.